Yeah, we were pretty loud every time he struck somebody out, which was 10 times. It was unbelievable. So what a start.
New Braunfels High School baseball coach Bobby Alford had a great time watching former Unicorns ace Bryce Miller tear it up in his big league debut in Big Board Sports.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
The Lion is gaining weight, and that's because of Micah Parsons will see more time at defensive end this season. He says he's putting on muscle and will not surpass 255 pounds. Now, fans are afraid he will lose his speed that has delivered 26.5 sacks in his 2 seasons, and Parsons is basically saying that won't happen. He needs the extra muscle to handle his big offensive linemen and the beating he takes from double and triple teams during the 17-game regular season. How does playing more time at DE help Parsons?
It just allows me to study. Instead of studying everything, I could just study that one guy that I just need to beat on Sunday, studying how to win faster, studying instead of like before I'm focused on the line, I'm focused on running backs, I'm focused on receivers, I'm focused on concepts. Now I can just focus on running, stopping the run, and beating the man in front of me.
Last season, in the final 8 regular season games, Parsons lined up at linebacker just 19 times per ESPN. With their second-round draft pick, the Houston Texans selected center Juice Scruggs out of Penn State. His full name is Frederick Henry Scruggs, but he goes by Juice. Now, he earned his nickname as a baby when his father said he only wanted to drink juice. Scruggs is 23 years old, 6'3", 310 pounds. So what exactly is he bringing to the Texans?
I'm just a guy that's going to come in and it's going to work his butt off. I'm going to give everything I got. And I'm a guy that can play center, but I can also play both guard positions. And I'm just coming in, giving the organization the versatility and inside offensive line. So that's what I plan on bringing, and that's what I plan on doing for sure.
Juice and the rest of the draftees will take part in the Texans rookie minicamp May 12th and 13th. In the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks dismissed head coach Mike Budenholzer today, as reported by Woj. The number 1 seed Bucks lost to number 8 Miami in the first round of the playoffs. Tuesday night, Bryce Miller made his major league debut, and all he did was retire the first 16 batters that he faced, carrying a perfect game into the 6th inning, but he settled for a 2-hit, 10K, no decision. The former New Braunfels star sent Unicorns baseball coach Bobby Alford a text Saturday night around 11 saying he's been called up to the show and that he will be starting on Tuesday against Oakland. Now, Coach talked with Miller's parents who invited him to go up, but Coach couldn't because he's getting ready for the first round of the high school playoffs. So Bobby's wife got the MLB app, and he watched Bryce's debut along with his wife and his 2 boys.
It was an unbelievable moment for all of us, and I know his family was so happy and so proud, and they're great people, and he's a great kid. He's a quiet kid, he's a laid back kid, but ultra competitive. And like I think somebody said it on TV, he's a Texan. And until it's time to go out there and get after it, he's just laid back, just likes to hunt and do all that. But it was really cool for us, for our program, and just seeing that happen.
Miller's next start is scheduled for Sunday when the Mariners host the Astros per ESPN, and we wish him the very best.
Absolutely. Laid back until it matters.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that,
Thank
too.
you, Larry.
We'll be right back after this.
Early voting is done. We are 2 days away from Election Day, and this time around, voters will pick new city leaders, bonds. Oh, yeah. Proposition A is out there, and whether they want to give Mayor Ron Nirenberg another term.
Yeah, joining us live to prepare us for all of this is Molly Cox, a policy consultant and former president and CEO of KSAT12. Molly, nice to have you with us.
Hello, I am excited to be here.
Okay, so
I'm a complete nerd.
You and I
well,
both.
good, because we want you to geek out with us today, because we're going to talk about, so we all know Election Day is Saturday, and whenever you don't have a presidential election or a governor's race or something like that, it really, your turnout really isn't as strong. So you have to look at exactly what's motivating voters this time around. For this election, what do you think that is?
It's Prop A. I think that's what motivated voters in 2021 was Prop B, when we were talking about collective bargaining at that time, right? More people voted for Prop B than they did for mayor in that election. And I think the same thing this time around. I think it shows that San Antonio voters are interested in talking about justice reform, criminal justice. That's what's motivating people to come out. It also doesn't hurt that $2 million is being spent on media blitzes, right? Like it's what is pushing people, I think, to understand that there's even a local election going on.
Yeah, is there, can you read anything into the turnout? I mean, are we seeing turnout from early voting more north side, south side? I mean, where are we seeing the turnout from the early vote?
Yeah, the early voting is an interesting one. It's slightly less than 2021. I don't know that I put a lot of stock in the fact that it's about 6,000 off, right? Because remember, in 2021 we had a rematch on a mayoral on the mayoral race. We had Prop B going, and we were still in COVID, and there was no fiesta. So I don't know that I put a lot of stock in the fact that maybe it's down a little bit, but I will say at the beginning of early voting, we were seeing sort of more conservative white men voting, and then we started to see that trailing off a little bit. We're seeing Democrat women coming out a little bit more. We're definitely seeing an uptick in Black voters and Asian voters. We're seeing an uptick in folks who are new to voting in municipal elections. We're seeing an uptick in younger voters. And D1, District 1, has seen a moderate increase in voters, but the majority of folks are going to be at your Brook Hollow, which is in District 9. Unsurprising. That's a typical place where folks are turning out. District 9 generally always has the highest voter turnout for council districts.
Let's go back and talk about Prop A. I mean, we've seen those ads everywhere. We know that you have your feelings on that, but just if people are just joining us right now, we know that Prop A would decriminalize abortion and also misdemeanor marijuana possession. It would also permanently ban chokeholds and no-knock warrants. It would also make some existing policies permanent, like the cite and release program for certain misdemeanors. But we know this has been very controversial. And one of the things that people have said was you just jammed way too much in there, that some people say, OK, I might like decriminalizing marijuana, but then there's other stuff in there that I don't like.
Yes, people are saying that. I think it's certainly what's, I think, driving some of the rhetoric. I think, you know, the dollar amount, I really do think that it's important to understand. We're looking at nearly $4 million in this municipal election, which is pretty much double what we've seen in 2021 when we had a lot more races, I think, that were up. Right. We had incumbents not returning. We had incumbents versus their staff members, like in District 2. We had that rematch of Brockhouse and Nierenberg happening. The amount of dollars that are being pumped into this particular election, 2 million of that is against Prop A. That's something to really pay attention to, is how much money is being pumped into this election as far as the media is concerned. And I think separately from that, on the other side, where you have the 4 Prop A proponents, that's a kind of a scrappy, small organization that is really looking at their ground game. And whether you appreciate Prop A or you don't appreciate Prop A, what the SA Justice Charter folks are doing is getting out voters who don't normally turn out. And that is worth celebrating if we're interested in voter turnout, right? Getting folks excited about coming out is an important component of the municipal election. It's why we've seen such a giant leap in turnout over the past decade, right? We started, I think, in 2011, we were sitting somewhere around 7% voter turnout. By 2021, we were at 17% voter turnout. Cities across the United States are desperate to see that kind of swing in who turns out to vote. So wherever you fall on this, a ground game to get folks excited about going to the polls and actually casting a vote is worth talking about.
Absolutely. And I agree with you. I don't really care who votes, just that you vote. If you have that right, take that right. Let your voice be heard. All right, quickly, because I know we're running out of time, and I had a lot of things I wanted to talk to you about, most of which we're going to talk about Saturday night, by the way, on our live stream on KSAT.com and YouTube and KSAT+. But there are 3 candidates that really, city council candidates that don't have opponents, but are raising a lot of money. One of them is Adriana Rocha Garcia, Melissa Cabella Haverda, and Manny Pelaez. What does that say to you?
It says to me that we've got some folks who are thinking about races beyond the one that they're in right now.
Mayor's race?
Right. I think we're looking at who might be coming up front for the mayoral race in 2 years. Yes.
Okay, and then conversely, absolutely. I've noticed that the mayor has raised a lot of money too for basically being unopposed. So does that mean he's looking towards his next step?
Yeah. There's so much to talk about for the mayoral race, particularly, right? That's $600,000 in just 3 financial reports that the mayor has raised. He's spending a lot as well, but it is an interesting space for me to pay attention to for anyone, because why would a mayor who should be just kind of cakewalking into his fourth and final term need that much money? I think he's saying he wants to have a strong showing. I also think there's something very interesting about the fact that this is truly going to be his last nonpartisan election. No matter what he does next, he's going to have to run on a ticket, right? And that he is raising $600,000, choosing to be against a proposition, sort of aligning with business interests and the San Antonio Police Officers Association really does sort of set up a question mark for us on what comes next for him.
Right. And maybe it also proves you can raise a lot of money during a cakewalk.
Right. It's great for a nonprofit who does the actual cakewalks.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the school fundraisers, you do cakewalks,
That's exactly
you raise money.
Right.
Yeah. All right. We're going to talk more about this. Molly, part of our power panel on Saturday night. Can't wait to see you then. Of course, we go on live stream at 7 o'clock election night. Thank you, Molly.
Bring lots of coffee.
Absolutely.
All right.
We will have it. It'll be like a nerd ball. It'll be great.
Awesome. Molly, thank you so much.
We'll be right back. Let's do the recap. The San Antonio Fire Department working to find the cause of a house fire on the city's east side. Investigators say the fire started on a mattress in a front bedroom. The homeowners say that house was used for people struggling with mental illness. No injuries were reported.
Fire officials also investigating a blaze at an apartment complex in Leon Valley. The fire was able to be put out within an hour. We're told that at least 4 units were destroyed. So those people who were in those 4 units now don't have a home, but no word on what caused it.
They lost a bus. San Antonio police using a GPS tracker to find a stolen East Central ISD bus. The bus stolen from the district's transportation hub. Police were able to track it down to a shopping center on Ingram Road. SAPD says no one was inside that bus when it was found.
Now, San Antonio City Council members passing a resolution today supporting renters' rights. The resolution highlights the rights that renters already have under federal, state, and local laws and consolidates them into one place. And that's your 60-second recap.
And as we take a live look outside with live cam. All right, so we know humidity and heat are coming back, but there could be a trade-off.
Right. Some storm chances, at least a little bit of isolated rain possible over the next several days. Starting off with this evening, though, a couple of strong storms, not completely off the table, especially before midnight. It's not going to be for everybody, but we've got that development over the mountains of Mexico that we'll be watching as it tracks eastward over the next several hours. Then after that, some isolated daily storm chances continue, not just into this weekend, but into next week as well. And then hot and humid conditions too. So we'll get you a full look at that forecast and another check at the radar after the break.
All right, storm chances. That's the thing. You know, usually we don't get excited about storms, but in this case, we just need that rain.
Well, we know July, August are coming where we probably won't get a lot of rain, so we need it while we can get it.
Yeah, and April overall was a fantastic month for rain, right?
Above record?
Above average, which was fantastic to see. We had some improvements in the drought monitor, but we still do have some work to do. We love the rain. We don't like to see the severe part of those thunderstorms, but we'll monitor it, especially this evening. Let's get you a look at the radar right now. Again, still no active warnings in place for South Central Texas. And really, most of us are still quiet. We had a little thunderstorm that was moving through Val Verde County near Comstock. That is fizzled out. And also that thunderstorm in Kinney County has fizzled out as well. But still, additional development is tracking eastward. We're monitoring this storm that is approaching the very southern portions of Val Verde Lee County, the Rio Grande, and the southwestern portions of Kinney County. There likely some quarter-size hail and some 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts associated with that thunderstorm. We'll see how it holds together as it crosses over the river and into our far western counties, and then still some isolated development farther off to the south over the mountains of Mexico. So still not going to be for everybody here this evening, and really it could be more of an isolated basis with what we've seen in the latest high-res guidance, but still I do think a couple of strong to, yes, even severe thunderstorms will be possible, mainly through about 10 to 11 p.m., maybe even closer to midnight, and then those severe concerns come down. The biggest thing to keep eyes on, some instances of large hail and, yes, some strong wind gusts. So we will keep tabs on that very closely, not just this evening, but really each and every day into this weekend and then even into next week. We still have daily isolated chances to find a few thunderstorms pop up. And if that's the case, those thunderstorms could become strong to severe just because of the humidity in place, the warmth, and the energy in the atmosphere. So a lot to monitor over the next few days as well. Temperature-wise, we're still in the mid-80s here in San Antonio, mostly cloudy skies, elevated dew points. It is very sticky out there. 82 in Bulverde, the current temperature, 84 in Converse, 87 in Pleasanton, 86 right now in Devine. Now through the overnight hours, temperatures only look to fall into the upper 60s and low 70s by wake-up time Friday, so it is going to be a muggy start there as well. And because of that humidity, some areas of patchy fog will be possible for the morning drive, as well as the low-level cloud cover. Mostly cloudy skies will take us into the lunchtime hour. Temperatures warming into the low 80s here in San Antonio. Maybe a few more peaks of sunshine by tomorrow afternoon, really helping those temperatures crank up near 90 degrees. That forecast high here in town tomorrow afternoon. But remember, with the humidity, it will likely feel like the mid-90s out there. So it is going to be a day to stay hydrated. 87 in Bulverde, 92 in Sabinal, 91 is the forecast high in Utopia. We mentioned earlier that the humidity is not going anywhere. Those dew points will stay elevated into this weekend and even into next week too. So yes, those daily isolated storm chances continue. And take a look at those temperatures. Early May, feeling a lot like summer with lows near about 70 each and every morning and highs topping off near about 90 degrees, guys.
It's here.
I know, deep breath.
Thank you.
The Buzz is up next. In the Buzz, it's been 2 years since Nabisco introduced s'mores flavored Oreos as a limited edition treat. Well, now they're coming back under a fun new name. S'moreos. I love that. The company announced the cookies are coming back to grocery store shelves on May 8th.
So the treat is stacked like a traditional Oreo cookie, as you can see here, but the cake base is actually graham flavored and the filling is 2 layers of marshmallow and chocolate flavored cream, much like traditional s'mores, but without the campfire, of course. As for the new name, several fans on social media made the suggestion and the company just decided to run with it.
I like it. S'moreos.
All right, well, they still won't do what you tell them unless it's to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rage Against the Machine is the most rock and roll oriented of the artists, just announced for the 2023 class of inductees.
Yeah, they will be joined by art pop singer Kate Bush, singer-songwriter Sheryl Crow, outlaw country legend Willie Nelson, hip-hop innovator Missy Elliott, pop singer George Michael, and R&B vocal group The Spinners. Now, artists don't have to perform rock to be admitted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They only have to impact and influence the genre. Not my rules.
Yeah, right, because a lot of people are like, Missy, what is she doing there?
Yeah.
Now, Hasbro is revamping 3 of its iconic board games for older adults. The toy giant is introducing new versions of Scrabble, Trivial Pursuit, and the Game of Life. Today, the company unveiled the retooled versions in partnership with Hasbro brand's licensee Ageless Innovation.
Each game has been reimagined to make the experience more appealing and easier for seniors. That includes bigger game pieces that are easier to grasp, larger wording on the boards, and content that's more relatable to an older demographic.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll be right back.
All right, we will continue to monitor these isolated storms approaching the Rio Grande here over the next several hours. If you don't have it, scan that QR code to download the KSAT Weather Authority app, because we can actually go live if need be on the app for storm coverage. Still have that severe thunderstorm chance with a storm that does move into our far western counties over the next 2 hours. So we'll keep eyes on that, of course, this evening. Daily isolated storm chances continue into this weekend and into next week. Then other than that, just get ready for the heat and humidity, because it is definitely with us, guys.
Could be interesting between now and 10 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be on with you. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you right back here on the Night Feed.
See you then.